I did. I did. I thought that the whole setup was great. I think NBA did an amazing job organizing that in Las Vegas. Visually was amazing, and it was a high-quality game. And congratulations to my friend Darvin Ham and Lakers.
Do you think overall it was a success then, and something that the league obviously will continue to do, but for players to kind of have a little bit more incentive at this point in the year?
I believe so. I think especially like those teams that went, to the next round, elimination round. I think those games, all of those games, were very competitive. Obviously, like money incentive there is something that everybody's looking forward to, especially before the Christmas time and Christmas gifts. I thought that it's complete win. I think what's going to come is a couple of adjustments for next year. There was a learning curve there for players, coaches, league, everybody. So I think that this is going to continue to live, and I see a lot of potential in this.
Excuse the bluntness of this question, but what's happened to the team's defense?
What happened is that we opened up the game very loosely. We did not have any pop. We were not ready mentally, and when we decided to turn on, they already caught fire, and they already were feeling really well, and they felt comfortable. And after that, they made some really tough shots down the stretch. But I blame the start of the game and our just like lack of intensity there to start the game. You know, we gotta be the team. We came there in Charlotte. There was very few fans, and our energy was not great. We need to find energy on our end as a team, and we need to find that fire for us to be able to open up the games and control what's in our control.
But you've spoken about the defense sort of going down a level, or maybe not staying at its level of the first 10 games. Is it just about energy? Because you would seem to have the pieces to be a very good defensive team. So what's not happening that you think needs to happen more often?
I mean, it's putting that consistency over the longer period of stretches. You know, we do it on moments. I thought the second half we did a really good job. We kept them to 24 and 29 points in the quarters, but allowing a team to score 65 points in the first quarter is way too much. Like Charlotte is the team. I know they are without LaMelo Ball, but that's the team that 2 years ago had the best offense in the league. And if you're not physical with them to start the game, and you're not aggressive to start the game, it's just going to give them additional motivation, and then they're going to be a really hard team to beat.
Do you see this group as a team that can curate energy as you're asking for in those moments where it seems to be lacking, and if so, how do you do that?
I mean, it starts with preparation for the game. You know, your motivation and your effort. Like we're playing at the level that should be taken as a baseline. That's your job. You got to find a way to get yourself motivated, to get yourself engaged, to get yourself like ready to go out and compete, and to do it for the team. You know, you cannot have like any individual ideas and goals what should be happening in the game. You gotta come ready to compete on the highest level. This is the best league in the world, and there are no easy games in this league. You know, so you gotta really bring it every single night, and I'm doing everything in my power to keep this group together and to get those guys motivated and energized, and we just gotta put it for longer stretches of the game.
Darko, how difficult is it? You had a couple of games in a row where you've missed 20, 24 threes, whatever the number is. How difficult is it to kind of have guys commit, stick to principles when the outcomes aren't there? Would be one question. The other is when you're missing that many threes, how much does it affect your defense?
Michael, that's a really good point. I cannot argue with you on that one. You know what? Like last game, we had 15 offensive rebounds. They had 7. Last game, we had 32 assists. Last game, we moved the ball. Last game, we heavily contested 76% of their threes, which makes us top 5 contesting their threes. We did enough to win the game. We were better in pretty much every statistical category. We got 14 more shots than them, and it came down to that we did not make our wide open shots. And a lot of times that's the problem for us when we open up the game, and when we miss a couple of those shots, it just like takes some energy away from our defense. And I'm telling our guys to first of all keep believing it, and also if you don't make 3 shots in a row and 3 possessions in a row, let's have enough pride to go back on defense and get 3 stops in a row. And once we make those shots, then we're going to be in a game, and it's not going to be deflating for us, But I thought that we got high-quality shots. They were wide-open shots. They just did not fall this last game.
I don't know if you track anything like this, but when you do some of those misses on threes in particular, do they end up transition baskets? Do they end up cross-match, those kinds of things?
That's right. If you remember, a couple of years ago, Golden State best teams, they were solid defensive, not because they had amazing defensive players, all over the board. It's like a lot of times it was just like them making high percentage of shots and possessions, and you have chance to go back and set your defense. When you're constantly on your heels, and we want to give ourselves, because we know we're not the best 3-point shooting team in the league, and we want to crash boards more, to get a second chance opportunities. Just sometimes puts us in a bind, to allow easy points in transition. But that's something that we're dealing with, that we're constantly addressing and trying to get better at, and gotta stick on the path.
Coach, is there a feeling that this team is not so much bothered by being down big lead, because it has happened several times where they gave up so many points they came back, or shown the ability to come back? So how much do you tell your players not to be bothered by that, and Sixers have shown that capacity to come back?
I mean, even in this game, we came from some big, deficits of 20-something points, and we were able to win games. We took a lead against Charlotte at the end because we did not give up, and that's one thing that I give credit to our guys. They don't give up, even with, not making enough shots, or things not going our way, or them making some tough shots. This group is trying really to give it their best and to compete all the way to the end. So all we can do there is continue believing and trusting and working and putting effort in, and we're having every day healthy video sessions and healthy conversations, and we're doing everything in our power to help those guys to make them believe in each other and in the team, and to stay together and compete.
Speaking of believing, since the team has been losing and winning and losing and winning, there's a lot of talks about trades, and this one being traded or that one potentially being traded. How much of a distraction is that, and how much attention are the players paying to that?
I mean, I'm sure that players are, reading or hearing that. I'm really trying to address with the team, take care of the moment. All we have guaranteed is this day today and this practice today. So let's have the best practice available. Definitely, it might be wearing down some players, but all of us, we're professionals. We gotta leave all that noise aside and be really focused on the task ahead of us, and practice and shoot around and game against New York Knicks. Those are the most important things, and our head needs to be there.
To get back to Mike's point about transition defense, is that the communication issue, that if you get cross-match, guys are losing guys, or not picking up the right guys? Is that part of it, the communication issue?
It is. We had a great example in this last game that we made a 3, and Malachi, he was under the rim, but he sprinted so hard on the other side. He was able to get a deflection, and Precious came up with a steal. That it starts with effort. That's always first thing that we got to address, and after that it really comes down to communication. In transition, you cannot be chasing your matchup, right? It's right. You got to find a body. It happened for us that we had one possession that Rozier was matched up with Yak. I thought that Yak did a solid job of staying in front, and then we talked about it last week. How offensive players are so protected. Like the Rozier kicked his leg out and hit Yak, and it could easily be offensive foul, but they called foul on us and they gave them 3 points. But those are the things that we gotta do a better job of understanding what the rules are, and do a better job of contesting without fouling those situations. But definitely does have effect on our transition defense.
If you're coming back and you got to find a guy, you going to trust that your teammate's going to find a guy on the other side of the court?
That's right.
Is that trust there all the time, or is
It's a trust, but it's also it's communication. Really, it does like when I'm declaring the ball, like we always need to have a player who's declaring the ball, a player who's going to declare a basket, because there is always a cutter or a rim runner, and then to find most dangerous, to find guys on a weak side who are shooting and spotting up there. And it really comes down to communication and trust and like, you know, playing for each other.
Do you have a health update?
Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
Just a health update on
Otto, he has a foot confusion. He will be out. He did not practice today with the team. He feels better though, so we're optimistic regarding his status.
Before Wednesday's game, you mentioned sort of the privilege it is to coach this team specifically, and you know, national fan base, et cetera. Is that? Could you have anticipated that before you took this job?
Yes and no. You know, it's something that you're aware of. You know, but it's completely different feeling when you get in the middle of it. And you know, having such a great fan base like we do, and representing our city and Canada as a whole, as a country, it is a real privilege. And I'm taking it very seriously, and doing everything we can to help this team.
Oh yeah, I did. Good game. Very competitive. It's a good game to watch. You know, they're both playing fast pace. It's good. Exciting.
At the beginning of the season, you talked about how many long guys this team has, and there's no reason.
Say it again?
At the beginning of the season, you talked, I think it was after the first game, the day after the first game, you talked about how many long guys you have, and there's no reason this team can't be a top 5-ish defense. Obviously, you haven't played defense to that level. Are there one or two reasons you can pinpoint for that not happening?
You just got to play harder. Trust in our rotations. I feel like those are probably the two main things. Be able to trust in our rotation and work on every single day, and just come out of the game playing hard. When we all are on the same page, then we do really good things on defense. But when we're not on the same page and we're not trusting each other's rotations, and trusting that the next guy's going to help, then you know, our defense doesn't go well. We also have those spurts in the games where teams are going to run, and we just got to be able to stop that, even if we're not scoring the ball. So being able, even if we're not scoring the ball, we got to be able to string up stops to get on the defensive end as well.
As a player, like how tough is it when, like, in reality, the shots aren't falling, you have to sprint back? Like, how hard is it to play through that sort of level of disappointment or being deflated a bit by a missed shot?
It's not that hard at all. You just got to get over it, move on to the next play. When you want to win, that's what you got to do. So it's not that hard. We all can do it. We got a lot of guys that been there. We got some guys that been in the NBA for a long time, and we know what it takes. So, you know, it's not that hard. Just move on to the next play. Forget about the shot. Whoever takes the shot, just get back on defense and just try to get a stop.
Scottie, I mean, you've had a couple of games, not you, but the team's had a couple of games where, you know, sure, shot pretty low percentage of threes, a lot of missed threes, and, you know, what does it take to kind of look the shots up at the film and go, okay, this is a good process, this is good decision making, but we're not getting a result, and you know, is it to commit to the process even though the outcome isn't there? I guess that's not very easy.
Even though we're not making shots, we still can be able to play defense and control that. So even if we're not making threes, we can still be able to string together stops. It just depends on who wanted more. You know, we just got to fight a little extra harder to be able to string out stops. Like I said, no matter if shots aren't falling, we need to get back on defense, stop transition, guard the paint, and just guard the ball well.
It seems like when you go to the fourth quarter, Scottie, it looks like you get into a different focus and you fight harder than the other previous quarters. So what's the mindset for you when you get into the fourth quarter, especially when a team is down and you're trying to fight back?
Just trying to win the game. That's the main thing.
What's it like for you playing in those bench units alongside 3 or 4 other bench players on this team compared to the starters?
We go out there and just try to execute, try to for losing, regain the lead back, and from winning, just try to maintain, gain the lead. That's really what we're out there trying to do, trying to still play our brand of basketball, move the ball, get a good flow, a good movement, where everybody's on the same page. So some games, it looks tough out there, but some games it looks really good. So you just got to be able to just try to have that consistency when we're all out there together. So I feel like that's our main thing. Me and those guys, when we out there on the floor, if we can just stay consistent and play to our game, we'll be fine.
How do you think your role changes depending on
just being able to, I would probably say more of a playmaking role, having the ball a little bit more, being able to make some more decisions, trying to move the ball, trying to find the right groove out there. That's just what I'm really trying to find. No matter if it's in a pick and roll, no matter if I'm at the top of the key, handling the ball, no matter where I'm at, I'm just trying to find a groove out there.
A bit off topic, some of the city sports fans are maybe a bit disappointed because Ohtani's going to the Dodgers instead of the Jays. When you came here, I assume you didn't know much about the city. What are a few things you've really enjoyed about playing here?
Just the love and the support. Like I've said a million times, it's just a different type of love and support here. Like I said, it's a whole country behind you rather than a city or a state. So that's really the main thing.
Do you feel that? Like, how do you feel that?
Yes. No matter where I go, people recognize you. Just showing love throughout social media, being able to be supportive, no matter what.
Do you have any feelings on a $700 million contract? What that would be like?
That's amazing. 10 years, $700 million.
It's a good deal.
He's good. He's good.
Precious. Obviously, you guys have a lot of long, versatile, good defensive players. Yourself certainly included. Why has this team sort of struggled the last 12 games or so on that end?
I mean, we just have to. Honestly, we just have to follow the game plan, We just have to go out there and do what the coach is telling us to do. That's really it.
Is there anything that's, you think has been a particular problem, a particular issue, whether it's like missing shots and not sprinting back, anything that pops up in the video?
I mean, I think if you miss shot or if you make shots, it doesn't matter. That's the game. I mean, you're not going to make every shot that you take. So I think for us, we just have to continue to play hard. We just have to play the right way. That's really it.
How do you feel? You were battling injuries earlier in the year. Do you feel like you're finding your groove at this point in the year?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough to be out. I was out a couple games, missed a couple games, but I mean, at this point for me, it's just I'm finding my rhythm. I'm coming back from injury, finding my rhythm. So it's just been good, really. There's nothing that I can say right now, I'm getting back to myself, so that's a good sign.
I'm not sure how well you get to know Ron Harper Jr. What kind of team?
I've known Ron for a long time, I used to play against him in high school. I went to school in New York, and I grew up in New York as well. He went to school in New Jersey. I went to school. I mean, I've known him for a very long time, and his people are very close with my people, so it's just sad, part of the business. Things happen. That's one of the things that I told him when he first got here. I told him, I said, just have to be ready. Things happen. You just got to keep your head straight.
How do you see Scottie's role changing when he's playing with some of those bench units, with you on the court, in terms of his playmaking, sort of leadership in that spot?
I mean, I think that's the thing. That's one of the things that make him very special. He's a very special player. Being able to change roles and play different ways is one of the reasons he's very good. And for us coming in that second unit with him, it helps a lot. So, yeah, he's very special. I mean, I don't think there's anything else I can say. He's a very special player.
Thanks, Precious.
Thank you.